Hi everyone, so welcome to my channel Aslam Coding. So in this video we'll discuss about the front-end developer interview preparation and also how a front-end developer interviews goes on, okay, like what actually they ask in the front-end developer interviews, okay. So we'll discuss like what are the interviews level, like how many rounds they take and what kind of questions you can expect in the front-end developer interview role, and basics React.js questions, how to make your resume, and also a very important announcement that I'm going to cover top 50 React.js interview questions which will be helpful for you to prepare. Like, see, everyone, like, we make projects, but we make a lot of projects, but when someone asks like what is use state, what is use effect, like how the state management is done in React.js, then we get blank. We are not able to explain our ideas, like how the things are working. We are not able to convert it into sentence and explain it to the person who is asking. So that's why I'm thinking I will be starting top 50 React.js front-end developer interview questions. Okay, so for that, will like every day I will cover one questions, and that will be in-depth question. Okay, so I'm not going to do like that on one day, just took like top 20 questions and cover it. So that's how I'm not going to do it. Every day I will take one question and I will go deep in that. I will try to explain each and everything with codes, with examples, and like what are the things you need to remember here and what are important parts. Everything we'll discuss every day, one question, and it will not be even a burden for just 4 to 5 minutes every day, and within 30 to 40 days you'll be able to cover 50 questions, and that will be really helpful for you in the interviews. You'll be able to explain, you'll be able to tell your approach and idea. Okay, so that is the first announcement, so make sure to watch it also. So now let's see how does a front-end developer interview goes in the, it's especially I'm talking about the startup case. And also I have also a chance, like once my resume was shortlisted, so I have given the OA for one of good company, especially for the front-end developer. So I will share you my personal journey of resume shortlisting and online assessment. And technical interviews I have not given, but I have experience of some of my seniors who had cracked their interviews, so they have shared their journey, like what kind of questions you can expect and what are the total rounds and all it goes. So I will share it. Okay, so make sure to watch it till the end. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, like any startup companies or when the job hiring is starts, so they will just open up the application, they will take the application. So there in large amount, like students apply for the job, so there the resume plays very important role. Okay, so first of all you have to make a good resume. Okay, you don't have to write everything, but you need to be very honest, like what are the things you just have to mention that only. Okay, तो इतना भी नहीं करना कि ये जस्ट सब कुछ मतलब सारा कीवर्ड्स लिख दिया, ये वो जो भी जानते हैं वो सब भी मतलब थोड़ा बहुत जानते हो सब लिख दिया, ऐसा नहीं लिखना है. ठीक है, what you know really well, only that things you mention in your resume. Okay, so देखो रेज्यूमे के बारे में अगर तुम्हें जानना है तो उसके लिए कमेंट कर सकते हो, like I have made my own resume I have, and if you want I will help you how to make a good resume which includes your projects, your achievements, your skills, your technical skills. Okay, and your experiences, everything whatever you have done, how you have to show it in your resume. Okay, and also I will share my own resume template so that you can just change it as per your needs. Okay, so resume is very important. Okay, then online assessment and then technical interview, these are the three things in the interview. First one is the resume shortlisting, the second one is the online assessment round, then the technical interviews, and finally the HR round. So that's the final one. So 4 rounds basically they take. Okay, so देखो in resume recruiters usually check your projects. Okay, what kind of projects you have made, tech stack, GitHub profile, front-end skills, all these things they check. So your resume should highlight development projects, not just theory. Okay, whatever projects you have made, just try to include it in your resume instead of only building small project like a basic to-do app, calculator, or a weather app. That is not going to help you. Okay, try building some real world projects, like you can make real real world dashboards, okay, then full stack applications, data visualization tools. Let me tell you about the data visualization tools. Like there now what you can make single page applications where users or customers or clients will just dump any file, PDF file, Excel sheet or document, any data files, they will just enter it. And after that you have to create such a way application that it should analyze the data very well, and it should plot it different graphs, different visualizations and patterns and insights. It should able to extract from it, and just in the summary way, in the chart and graphs way, different patterns way, it should able to show it to the user. So basically what problem you are solving is that you are just taking the raw data, the sample text data, and try to visualize it. So that will be a great helpful for the people, okay. So you can make that data visualization tool. That's I'm also thinking to make this project because that's very fancy and very cool, okay. So you can try that project also. Then AI based tools, because nowadays you can use some GenAI API and you can call it and make some good projects. Like basically you can make some project like you just enter the link of a YouTube video and it will summarize it, and it will make the mind maps and flow charts, revision maps, and also all that things you can do, okay. So that kind of projects you can make, and your project should show like API integration, like how you are calling the APIs, state management, UI development, real product building. So all these things you have to focus on, okay. You don't just make the basic to do app. Who is going to see your portfolio if you are making a basic to do app? That is only for learning thing. But if you wanted to get hired, so there you have to make some real world project. Real world means not so fancy, just it is solving a small real world problems. That should be okay. So now after your resume is getting shortlisted, let me tell you, like in my first year, in the first semester itself, my resume was got shortlisted. But that time I didn't have good idea of front-end development, basically React.js. So due to which I just got selected in the resume round, and then the OA also I got the chance. That's why I'm just sharing you my mistakes and all, and what are the things you have to focus on. So based on my experience, okay. Then comes the online assessment. Once your resume is shortlisted, now you will get an online assessment round. So after your resume is on, you have to sit for the online assessment. So in the startup, basically they focus usually on JavaScript fundamentals and front-end knowledge of React.js. They do not focus on heavy DSA and all. They focus on basically JavaScript and all. So in JavaScript, they focus on fundamentals, then closures, promises, async await, event loops, and how the JavaScript engine works. All these things they focus on. Context and all these things which are in JavaScript. So they focus on all these things, okay. Then functions like map, reduce, filter. These functions are heavily used to render list and all. So that they can ask, okay. So sometimes they can just give you in the OA like what kind of questions they are asking in OA. So they will give you a small coding task or a JavaScript function problem or a simple UI logic task. So what I got in my OA, so basically my OA has like 2 to 3 parts. It was around of 300 marks. So first 100 marks was basically some MCQ based questions, okay. So it was on object-oriented programming, inheritance, and some React.js based questions were there. 10 questions were there, like life cycle methods, component did mount, component did unmount. So all these questions were there based on life cycle, use state, use effect, API calling. So based on these, so 10 questions were there, each of 10 marks. So 100 marks were there for the MCQ questions, okay. And after that 200 mark question, 2 small project was there. Project means a small component based project was there. So component was already given and everything was written, just you have to complete the component. You just have to complete the code blocks, and you have to just import it and use in another code, okay, in another file. So you just have to complete the code. That was the task, okay. So there I messed up, okay. So that kind of question was asked in the OA, and once you clear it, if the OA is cleared, then the next round is the technical interviews, usually 30 to 45 minutes. So there basically you have to tell about yourself, then interest in your front-end developments, and then project discussion. Yeah, that plays a very important role, okay. Project discussion, like what kind of projects you have made in your resume. So they will ask about your projects only. interviewers ask questions from the projects you have mentioned in the resume. Okay, like how did you manage the state in the project, how did you fetch data from APIs, how is the project structured, all these things you have to tell, because this is your project, so you must be knowing how you are handling all these issues. And then they will ask you some React question like what's React, what's virtual DOM, then props versus state, use effect, what are hooks, all these things, how you can use it. You have to explain with example. They will also tell you like just write a simple example explaining use effect, then use state, just a small example. You just give it how to use state in your project. So all these things they can ask you. Okay. And some good companies, what they do is that after the OA you cleared, so they will give you a take home assignment challenge. So they will give you a small assignment and they will give you like 6 to 7 days time, and you have to complete that project and submit it, and proper code and all. And based on that project they will move on further, okay, round. So based on that project in the technical interviews they will ask questions based on that project also, and they will ask you to make some changes in the real time. In the interviews they will ask you to make some changes and implement those features. So that kind of things are going on, like take home assignments are nowadays even asked in the interviews. Then small coding problems like JavaScript logic, array manipulations, UI behavior implementation. Okay, so basically you have to complete the project, and they will see your approach, how you are building the product. Okay, so all these things they will focus on. And here your important skills, what they look: strong JavaScript fundamentals, strong React.js fundamentals, your clear understanding of React concept, and you must have the ability to build real world front-end projects. Okay, you just don't have to memorize the code and all. Okay, and you must be able to explain your concepts clearly. So these are the things they basically ask. So I have shared my journey, like what are the things. So these were the 3 important rounds, and once you clear these technical interviews, if it goes well, then comes the HR rounds. So they are basically, they ask about yourself and why you want to join the company, what are your future goals, like how do you see yourself after 5 years. So such kind of questions they ask in your HR rounds, and after that you will get selected. And don't think that front-end jobs are going, still companies are looking for good front-end developers who have in-depth knowledge of front-end development. So make sure to, if you find this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to my channel Slum Coding, and yeah, get ready for the top 50 front-end developers interview questions. So today I will share you the first interview question. Okay, so thanks for watching, have a nice day. Okay, and please in the comment section make sure to tell me like how you find this video, like जो भी अच्छा लगा, मतलब you can just share me, like यूजफुल लगा तो जस्ट बता दो कैसा लगा वीडियो, बस अगर यूजफुल लगा तो एक थैंक यू बोल सकते हो, कुछ भी. ओके, सो थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग, हैव अ नाइस डे.